Welcome to Kane MTG, the YouTube channel. I'm Kane. What we have here is a standard Brawl deck featuring Ashe, Party Crasher. This is the first one I want to make. Boros is one of my favorite color combinations, and Ashe is a very good card. So 2 mana 2/2 haste in Boros. Whenever she attacks, if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Ashe. So she's a nice growing threat. We built our deck in a way that we have a lot of times where we have multiple permanents entering the battlefield on one turn. So what we have here, first, we're going to look at the other celebration creatures. If the game goes long, Lady of Laughter is very good, just drawing you a card almost every turn. Godric is very good, not the best on turn 3 specifically, as you won't have Ashe triggered that turn, probably, but very, very good role player as well. Could be a 3 mana 4/4 flying haste most turns. Raging Battle Mouse is super good utility for the fact that it makes your second spell cost 1 less. Its celebration ability is pretty lackluster. Could be, I wish it had a counter or a keyword associated with it, but it's a +1/+1 end of turn that can help you get through some things. And then the less good ones. There's a lot of bad. There's not even that many, but all the other celebration stuff that I could tell is just not very playable in standard Brawl or standard in general. It's great for draft, I'm sure. But +2/+0 and free equip is usually pretty good. It's especially because if for example, you turn 3 Battle Mouse into this, that sounds pretty good. Having I guess that'd be a 5/2 Battle Mouse. That's pretty good. What we have here are just some of the best ones I could find for making 2 tokens in a turn. Sometimes it's an artifact or an enchantment token. Sometimes it's another creature. Sometimes it's an option of an artifact token. The 4 Mirrodin equipment are super good because, first of all, they stick around. You can use them over and over, but they make the artifact and the creature token, which is super nice. Rouse Reinforcements, just 2/1/1s, not bad at all. This one makes a creature that can force spike something, very nice. Urbask's Forge, the first turn it comes down, it makes 2 because Urbask's Forge, and then at the beginning of combat, before attacks, which is the key thing here, you make a 1/1 trample haste, and then that keeps growing and growing and growing. So every turn you get at least 1 creature entering the battlefield, which is very nice. Bladehold War Whip, the other 4 Mirrored equipment here, very, very good. This one makes 2 1/1s. Not that really matters. You don't get extra counters for having more than 2 for celebration, but very good. Exile Draw can grow. It's a good threat. Sanctuary Warden, a great top end. We don't have a huge amount of counters, but usually if this is on the board, you don't need it to be there very long, so you don't need to keep getting value over and over. And then we have Song of Totentans. This it's a fireball. It's fireball in red that makes rats. Like, this is great, especially because the fireball triggers your commander. Here we have in this middle section a little bit of haste, specifically haste that can make more than 1 creature. So 3/1 with a 1/1 for Scrapwork Cohort. The big thing is the Unearth. It can come out of the graveyard and just hit people. Kelvin's Strike Team, same idea but with Kicker. And this one, same idea but with Adventure. They're all just different takes on the same creature. But for example, you can do something like Rowell's Reinforcements or Resolute Reinforcements into Imidane's Recruiter or into Kelvin's Strike Team to give them all haste, or just unearth this to trigger your commander. These are kind of more like specific role players. Same with Skrelv's Hive. Not really the best card in the deck, but the Toxic is a real win condition against control decks. They can't remove your stuff every turn, and oftentimes you can remove their Wandering Emperors and such that make their own tokens. And the Return Triumphant is also Skrelv Hive. It's a token every turn. So if you have like this on 2 and Godric on 3, Godric becomes a 4/4 on its first turn. Very good there. Return Triumphant is the other outlier in this deck. It's the only one of these like graveyard recursions we have for Ashe. Ashe being pretty cheap, you can usually cast Ashe over and over, 4 times at most from your command zone. But if it's in the graveyard, this is 2 mana, and it triggers it because Ashe enters the battlefield and the Young Hero role enters the battlefield too. So it's a great way to just bring your commander out. Quantiface's Kagazan on turn 3 is another, like if you cast a turn 1, on turn 3 it's it's halfway to celebration, one of the triggers you need. But also on turn 1, into turn 2 Ash, it's like you already got Celebration triggered, even though you can never really trigger Ash on turn 2. It's almost like you did. 3 Blind Mice, very, very good. Creates token copies of the other mice you have. They don't have a lot of other... I guess we have a lot of other tokens. That's the point. Yeah, we have a lot of other tokens you can also copy. Most of them are just going to be 1/1s as well. But the point is that this can make tokens over and over and over. And also buff them at the end. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, same idea with all these sagas. They can come down, make the saga and a creature. Fable is amazing because on turn 3 it also is a creature, and if you give it haste or just wait to turn 4, it can make another creature. It can really just pile up the amount of triggers you get. We have 2 Planeswalkers. Archangel Elspeth makes a token the turn it comes in if you want to trigger Ash, or you can just minus it to put 2 counters and make Ash fly over for lethal if you have it. And also we have a lot of non-land permanents for the ult if you get there. Not impossible, but unlikely. Wandering Emperor, best Planeswalker in the format. Even playing it without Flash is really good in this deck because you can play it, get the Samurai, and it's all good. Trigger Ash. And then we have Elder Dragon War. So what we have here is a good saga that could just be a 4-mana 4/4 with the Celebration trigger. Or you can, it's modular. I love these read-ahead ones because they're so modular. Not very many for this deck, but Elder Dragon War is probably the best one. The filtering is very nice. The 4/4 is very nice. Yeah. I don't think I've used the damage very often. So then we have here is the protection and removal. It's Curse of Silence. Play it in your white decks. It's so good. It saves you from their commander coming out early, usually, or if you know what they might have, like if you're playing against one of the Shieldreds and you know that they're probably going to have the other Shieldred, then Curse of Silence will be very good. Skrelv is very good at keeping your Ash alive, but also getting through the damage, because sometimes you're not able to attack with Ash, but with Skrelv, it can be a lot easier. Ossification, some of the best removal in the format. Like it just exiles a creature, very good. We don't have quite enough planes to support something like Laydown Arms, so Ossification wins out here. Charge of the Mites, we do make a lot of creatures, so the first mode is a very good removal spell. If it wasn't 3 mana, but it can also, on the flip side, be versatile enough to make a Celebration trigger on its own, to make 2 1/1s. So that is very nice too. Stroke of Midnight, answer anything, give them 1/1. You can almost always attack past a 1/1. Food Coma might feel a little out of place having a 4-mana removal spell on such an aggro deck, but it's really good because it creates 2 tokens, and usually it just exiles the best thing that they have, and just lets Ash get through. With Darker Frenzy, we have a lot of creatures, we're attacking a lot. This can usually cost 2 or 1 mana. March for the Will of Light is just, I had one empty slot that I felt like I needed to add one more removal spell. This catches almost everything. Very, very useful. This one, I saved it for last because I have to defend it a little bit, but I have won like 3 or 4 games because of this specific card. If you start getting run over, or the control deck starts to win you over and has board wiped you once, or anything really, and you have 7 mana, you just get 5 1/1s, and then that's a clock. That's a real clock because of the toxic on these creatures. In the lands, you just play all the the dual lands. Bivouac is actually very good in this because it's attack trigger. You get counters. You don't really have that many counter synergies in this deck because there isn't that many counter synergies in white that aren't also green in standard right now. But the counters are very useful, and it's just like 3 mana, make a 2/2 to attack with. I mean, not that bad. Sundown Pass, of course, Command Tower, legal in Brawl. Same with Arcane Signet. I'm not playing this deck because we have a 2-mana commander. If it was a 3-mana commander, I'd played Arcane Signet. Mirex to make tokens, Plaza of Heroes to protect, and then the Channel Lands, which are always just so good when you can use them as spells when you have too many lands. Well, there's the deck. Let's hop into 3 or 4 games. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this. This is the first video on the channel. I hope you enjoy. Okay, Kodama of the West Tree. East Tree is not in standard. Kodama of the West Tree is a very good commander. I enjoy that commander greatly. I think with Kumano on 1 makes this good enough. I've never seen the beach ball. That is hilarious to me. Okay, Kumano. 2 mana 3/3 keeps up with the green deck, I think. My downside is if they play a modified creature, I was about to say. Ooh. This is not a good turn to attack with Ash, so I just won't attack. I don't think I'm gonna attack. They can destroy an artifact or creature when they take off that counter. Honestly, they might not take it off. Kodama, okay. If you want to destroy this, that's fine. No, they don't. Okay. I like this a lot because I can just play Skrelv and have Celebration trigger. Ooh, and I can channel Sokenzen, that's nice. Back in for 4. I did let them ramp. I just really didn't want to have my commander die at this point. Nice that Skrelv will just let me get through every turn if I need to. Simian Simulacrum is very good. Wish I could have killed it. Why is this thing 3 mana? Oh well. The tokens can't even block. Let's... I was gonna channel, but let's play Resolute Reinforcements. I really want to kill this Kappa Tech Wrecker. Because I can kill Kumano anyway, so might as well kill it now. Oh, I guess that's okay. I just realized that Skrelv cannot let me pass through this simulacrum. Oh, I would love to be able to have one more creature out first. Before I want to kill their commander really badly. Let's think. What should I do first? I would love to start copying 2/2s next turn, possibly. It's just better than copying the 1/1s, or I guess not next turn, but the beginning of the following turn. Yeah, if I draw a land, I can always put this on Ash, which is super nice. It'll be a 5/5, so we're good there. Just keep up Skrelv for protection. Kind of just hope that it's enough, honestly. Ella Limber is just a good, versatile card. Because I can just kill my Blade Hold War Whip, which sucks, because... that card is ridiculous, that's for certain. Oh, they're playing so scared. Well, I'm glad that next turn, in response to the trigger, I can Charge of the Mites. Just have to not do anything before that, apparently. This would just kill my creatures. And I can't even attack through because that. Let's see, do I Skrelv here? I think I Skrelv here. Get through for 10, for 5, sorry. Down to 10. Maybe that adventure that doubles power would be helpful in this deck. I don't know. That does exist, is why I'm wondering. Okay, just hope they're not playing anything good in their deck. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards. Kaiba, that's the vibe now. fight rigging. That is kind of scary. Because they can stack the triggers properly, but I'll kill Kodama before that happens, so that's good. So they'll still get their free card, but are they killing my Skrull right now? Oh, they don't get their card now. Ooh, they might just be dead too. No, they're not. Dang it. That's what they were doing. What do I do here? I have to do this. The best chance. If I draw a land, they could be dead. If I draw a land, I can re-equip the Blade Hold War Rip onto Ash. I drew the land. I don't think they have any responses here. Oh. Whew, that was so close. Yeah, Kodama's a good one. I'll do a video on them soon, but like, oh. Such a fun commander. That's the deck in action. We did it. Go us. Alright, we are up against Rankle and Torbrand. I'll have to give that a read. And we have... That's a pretty good hand. I just hope to draw a third land so I can cast Mage's Attendant, or I guess if they kill my commander, they'll be fine. Rankle and Torbrand. 5 mana, flying, first strike, haste. That's pretty good. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player or battle, choose one. I'll draw my land, that's good. Choose one. Each player creates a treasure token. Each player sacrifices a creature. If source would deal damage to a player or battle this turn, it deals that much damage +2. So it's after combat. They can... Okay, so... Could be some pretty gnarly stuff here. I don't think I'm going to exile that, so... And it can't block, so let's go for it. Have a Ganjo, nice spell land, basically. It's very good. I'm gonna be so sad when these spell lands get out of standard. They're so fun. Okay, Honeycold Anvil makes a lot of sense because it deals damage, so it can make it deal 3 damage. That would be a lot. Let's see. Can't play Godric. Let's just play the Mage's Attendant. It's a really fun one. Creates a little 1/1 that can counter a non-creature spell unless I pay 1, which I believe is for Spike. The card. If anything, it's a Mana Tithe with non-creature spells. So I'm not sure if it's an exact equivalent in Magic. So currently, I've not been playing Magic for super duper long. Oh, it's first strike. This makes a lot of sense now. Like, that it lets your other non-first strike creatures deal extra damage. Okay. I never looked at Rankle and Torbrand that closely. So they did 2 of the modes. Okay. Oh, they're doing this right now. Interesting. I think this is very worth it right now. Or should I do it on the anvil? I think I'm going to get rid of this colony and exile this Return Triumphant. I think just making sure it doesn't have a bunch of rats for later is very important. Okay. I'm going to... an attack in. Yeah, I'm going to play Skrelv. I'm going to Iganjo, Rankle, and Torbrand. They can just cast it next turn if they have a land, but I'm hoping they don't have a land, I suppose. You could also Force Spike something. Realm Scorcher. I wish this was an actual Mana Tithe. That'd be so cool. That'd That is a good card. Oh my goodness. Realm Scorcher Hellkite. Oh man. I have that one in my deck because it makes a bunch of things. And this is dangerous. But luckily I have a Ganjo. Goes back to their command zone. The hard part here is I don't have lands. What I do have is Charming Scoundrel to make a treasure for next turn, I suppose. But this thing can ping 2 mana. Okay. They can double block. I don't think they're going to want to. Yeah, they're just going to single block. Chump and sack. If they play Torbrand and Rankle again, then it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. At the beginning of the upkeep, you can sacrifice and then draw one. I thought it was beginning of combat. That makes a lot more sense than its upkeep. Okay, they play Rankle and Torbrand. Okay, this is bad. I wish this was really just counter spell. It would be so much better. Okay, so I'm gonna take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 if I don't block all of them. So I have to block all of them. Because he's gonna probably make me sacrifice a creature. He gives me a treasure, that'd be nice. Wish I could have kept that treasure from before. Nope, he's just gonna... Yeah. Oh, I didn't count the Rankle damage. Duh. Okay. Well, that was a good game. Rankle, a lot more powerful than I thought it was. The first strike, I didn't understand the first strike at first, but that's good. Good to see another good commander. All right, Boros versus Boros. We're up against Kellen, Fey-Blooded, Equipment Commander. I go first and I have Curse of Silence. I think this is worth it. Yeah, Curse of Silence on... I guess I have to name Birthright Boon. Oh no. No. You can't even see it, but my cursor is spinning. Okay. Well, let's reopen Arena. It wouldn't be a Arena video if it didn't crash once, at least a week. Honestly, ever since it went on Steam, which is what I'm running it on, it's been a lot better. So that's good. Hope I can join quickly enough to answer the question if I need to. I think I need to name both sides of it. I think. Or I can't name both sides at the same time is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm gonna name Birthright Boon, honestly. I don't want them to be able to search up whatever they want. I think in this matchup, I want Skrelv's Hive too, instead of anything else first. What I really like about Skrelv's Hive is it lets me do turn 3 Ash no matter what, because I can play Ash and then Skrelv, the Hive token already entered the battlefield. So Ash will trigger. It's very, very nice. And now whatever I play, it'll trigger, which is also very nice. Like I'm likely going to play Kelvin Strike Team for sure now. I'm going to play Kelvin Strike Team just to give everything haste and attack in. Just try to kill them before they get on there. Well, looks like Boros Control like style gameplay. Or do I just make this? Or do I just do this? I'll do this, honestly. If I draw land, Kelton's Strike Team could be even better. Just Hope it's not like team turn 4 depopulate or something. That would be bad. That would be very bad for me. Oh, they got a tapped Feldon for free. So they're not going to board wipe this turn. That's good. Oh. It's a card I considered putting in this deck. I don't think 3 damage is enough most of the time. The rats. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is good. This is why there are hasters in the deck. We need to be aggro. I like this a lot. God, maybe I should have just played just the rats, but I like getting down this first. I can put that on. I can always put that on her next turn if I draw a land. Of course, if I draw a land, I'm playing Kelton Strike Team probably. But I can always equip and then play Rouse Reinforcements still. Okay, play Disruption. That's a bummer, actually. Oh, it's an aura to search up with Kellen. Okay. Yeah, Kellen's good. Kellen can search up, like, Ossification. So they're probably playing so many basics. Okay. I think I'm still kicking a Strike Team. And just swinging in. I think I have enough tokens that this is just too much. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I think I have just perfect lethal. Oh, thank you, Scrub's Hive. That was like a symphony right there. I love that. I loved that one. Alrighty, up against Vraska, Betrayal, Sting. Mono black, Control. Not the best hand in the world, but yeah. Sanctuary Warden, this is the one where it's like, I would love to be able to cast this most of the time, but I have not found a better card to replace it with, but it's also not the greatest. Also, I don't think I need Food Coma in this hand. It wants to be here so bad. Let's do it. What I would love to draw is so Kumano faces Kakazan right now. It's a mountain. That's okay. 2 red in case we draw it. Godric is nice too. It's one reason why I discarded that, so. Okay, I'm going to play Ash, but I can't really attack through this guy. Not many people play 1/3s, so. Cut down, that's fine. This might just be a wash. Well, at least I can name Vraska. It's nice. Vraska, Betrayal, Sting. Goodbye. Now you cost 7 or 8 mana. I've drawn lands and this curse. I think I'm playing Elspeth. Plussing and plussing and plussing. She sounds like totally not human anymore. And they really could have blown out a block with that. Anyway, plussing here, casting Ash, attacking with Ash. That's a 3/3. Okay. See how poorly this goes once they get Vrask out. I mean, they have 6 mana. They could be like Invasion of Fiora. That'd be pretty bad for me. Gix's Command. Okay. Destroys my creatures, but not Ash, which is good. And he's probably going to attack my Elspeth. Or try to flip over this Invasion. This is a very good card. also very good to get counters with how much they're going to proliferate because of their commander. So it's kind of worrying, but time to shine, Sanctuary Warden. I do have counters. In the deck I said I didn't have a lot of counters. Ash has counters, duh. I'm gonna make Ash fly too. 6 mana, 6 damage in the air. Okay, now Vraska can come down and make a treasure out of my commander, which is not very fun, but I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card here with Curse of Silence. If I ever do, I mean, it's unlikely actually now, but what's nice is I can just pretty easily kill Vraska. So they're going to draw a card, proliferate. I don't really want that to happen, so I am going to exile their Scheming Aspirant. And maybe I just need to not care about their commander, honestly. I'm going to make a soldier for sure. I'm going to go ahead and place and do the Spellbook Vendor thing. And I'm just going to... no, because Vraska doesn't have the extra tax. I'm going to go ahead and do that and scry, get the land out of here. That's good. Ooh, I made the right choice. I made the right choice because getting them down to 9 means if they plus, then my commander could just kill them no matter what. So if I killed Vraska, they get to cast it again, made my thing a treasure. I definitely made the right choice there. I wasn't 100% certain at first, but I'm glad I came to that conclusion because they conceded. That's good. Honestly, don't know. I don't know why they just quit, though. They probably have other proliferate cards, and then they could proliferate Vraska minus onto my commander. A lot of things they could have done there. I'm just trying to fill time while I'm waiting for long queues. Standard Brawl is a great format. Probably the best format people aren't playing, which is why the queues take so long sometimes. It's like if you're in here for 45 seconds, I was just quit out. But oh, they're here. That's good. Koth, Fire Resistance. Very good mono red commander. It's so hard to kill Koth, but ooh, that's a good way to get rid of Koth. Let me get to try the Battle Mouse too. Okay, we can keep this hand. Spellbook Vendor, not the greatest card in the world. I like that it says Vigilance, and I like that it can make tokens every turn. It's good. Hopefully my opponent gets enough lands. They did mulligan. I'm not gonna cast Epicure. I think I'm gonna cast the Battle Mouse. I thought they might have a removal spell. Apparently not. But I haven't been able to try out the mouse very much, and I want to see if it's any good. Well, I can't see if it's any good. But, oh, that's really nice pickup. The nice thing here is I can play Ash, and I can play Vodarian Epicure, one of the only 1-drops that can trigger this. Where are you, Thraben Inspector? Where are you? Card is so good. Like, Thraben Inspector would be amazing. Okay. They probably didn't draw lands, but they didn't know that I was about to curse their commander anyway, so keeping their commander off the board is very important, especially with Koth, because it's repeated removal that grows over time, and is a win con as well. Very good commander, probably building it soon too. But yeah, I believe that will be the end of the video. There's a couple games I didn't include, where I got mana screwed, or things like this happened, but just want to recap, about like 4-2, pretty small sample size, but overall Ash has felt really strong. Like, just having these things that have been in standard for a long time that synergize really well with Celebration is very fun. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this card started seeing play in standard soon, like, not just Brawl. But it's a very fun legendary commander, probably why it doesn't see play in standard too, if you can't have 2 of them. but like a growing threat. You've seen it like just grow over the course of a game. You have good support pieces in white, one of the strongest colors in standard currently. Red, like white, red, black, I'd say are the strongest right now. Anything that's not green. So you have a lot of the good stuff, and it's very, very fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. All that kind of stuff. I'm trying to post videos every week, once a week. Like, I have a full-time job. I have 2 kids. I can't just keep up like CGB or LVD or anything like that. So, yeah, if you want to, do it. Thank you. Have a nice one.